right. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Hmm. So, the moon today. Good morning. Good morning. Um, Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Instagram. And today is a Jupiter day. Today is Thursday. And Jupiter is currently at the sixth degree of Pisces. Yay for Pisces. I love that. First of all, I just love Jupiter. Jupiter is Jupiter is the energy of expansion. Jupiter is the energy of blessings and vision and faith. Jupiter is all the good stuff. And, you know, Jupiter and Saturn are opposite one another. It's very important that we always understand the natural laws and the natural flow of the universe um, so that we can actually experience the goodness that Jupiter is, right? So when we have created the structures and when we have done our due diligence and when we are clear about our own energy, one of the things that is very important that my teacher reminded me of today, because let me tell you guys, I always have I have several teachers, but I keep a teacher because I I keep a teacher because I need to stay in rhythm with my own evolutionary growth. And I have had the experience of sitting with many, many teachers who did not have teachers. And every single one of them they come into something where they have this ego war. It's almost like we always, I always need to be sitting at somebody's feet so that I am keeping the order of things just within myself. So, Jupiter is expansion and blessings. And when we have order in our lives, when we are doing the due diligence and keeping things as they are in alignment, then expansion can happen naturally, joyfully, effortlessly, without a whole lot of struggle, right? And you know when to push forward and when to pull back. And that's why I keep a teacher in my life. And like I said, so today my teacher said something that was so significant. And it's like I said, it's important. It'll come back to me. I kind of lost it. It's just important that we stay in the rhythm of learning, that we stay open, that we stay open at the top, that we don't allow ourselves to get so in our own scenarios and stories and so committed to our own ego that we cannot hear, that we're not receptive. And it's important to be receptive. Um, so Jupiter is at the sixth degree. And like I said, Jupiter is about expansion and blessings. And today the moon is in Sagittarius, so we have this complementary energy. And Jupiter in Pisces is here to bring your desires, your dreams into fulfillment. But it can only do that if you have done the due diligence and the work to create that, to allow that to occur, right? So one of the things that another teacher of mine said to me many years ago, she said, are your structures even in place for the expansion that you desire to have? Do you have the structures in place that will allow you to expand? And that's so sometimes we want things, but we have to build the foundation first that allows the things that we desire to actually expand and grow like have you put the systems in place that would allow your vision to actually take root and grow. Like this is the thing. So Jupiter at the sixth degree of Pisces is about rejuvenation. It's literally, asking us to rejuvenate our understanding of order, to understand that Pisces is our subconscious, our creative portal where all things come from. And when we give ourselves this opportunity to expand by creating the foundation first and foremost that can sustain the expansion. When we've done that, then the expansion is actually something that can happen with grace and ease. Now, rejuvenation means that you need to go back and look. You need to go back and see what things, where did you step out too early? Where were you anxious and you didn't do the things that you needed to do in order to have your desire come into fulfillment? And here's the thing, the desire can be anything. Maybe the desire is for a loving connection with another. And then the foundation of that would be that you create a foundation of love with yourself inside of yourself so that another can come in and just be an example of the love that you've already created for yourself. Or maybe your desire is for your own business, for something, your own enterprise or something like that. And so, you have to go and build the foundation so that you can actually begin to provide the services. And when the people come in, you have the system in place that will actually allow you to be able to be of service and do the work that you're supposed to do. Maybe your desire is for more health and wholeness in your body, right? And so you have to create the foundation, right, through actually, changing your eating habits, changing the way you think, changing the way you relate to your body, changing the way you have been thinking about your body, right? And then after you do that, then you can begin to create the expansion into another way of being, right? So literally, it is important for you to understand that the foundation is the core of any expansion. You cannot expand without foundation. And it's just as simple as that. And so what I have discovered for myself, that one of the most important aspects of this is undoing my consciousness, the Western mindset inside of me that thinks that, I'm about getting money, right? So I'm doing this so I can make money, or I'm doing this so I can have prestige. Like, I have to really clear my consciousness of those egoic things that aren't aligned with me, right? Some people can be truly moved by money and moved by material things, but you have to know yourself, right? So I personally am not entirely motivated by money. What motivates me is results. Results motivate me. So I don't want people paying me for something that they're not getting any results for. So literally, I'm motivated by results. I need to know that the people who are working with me are having the evidence of the work with me in their lives, that their lives are actually starting to change. And then that is my motivation. And so you have to understand yourself. You have to understand, where you have been misguided by the Western mindset that tells you it's out there, it's external, you have to get it from somewhere else, and then begin to train yourself into a new way of thinking from within, because that's the foundation. The foundation is really what you're called to do, what spirit has brought you here in this life to fulfill. What's your dharma? What are you up to? What are you born for? What is your soul calling you to? And then see where you're in conflict, right? Like, okay, my soul, like, so for me, my soul has been calling me all my life to be of service to the feminine and really helping women wake up to their divine power, to the magic. Why? Because the magic is really what creates this reality, and the masculine doesn't have access to that. So when the feminine is not in her power, then the masculine suffers because the feminine is not doing her fucking job, right? So my call here is to assist the feminine, and it's not just the feminine, we're not talking gender. We're not talking gender. We're talking feminine and masculine, which we all have. And feminine and masculine energy do two different things. The feminine is internal, and when we don't do the internal work, the feminine work, we don't have the power to do the external work. So my work here is to help people tap into their feminine power, because the feminine power is the foundation of everything. And so that's why many times our desires don't come into fruition, into manifestation. That what we want can't come because we've not done the internal work that allows the external work to actually expand and flourish. So the thing that we have to understand is what we're up to, right? What are you up to? What did you bring yourself here for? What did you birth yourself into this reality to do? There's a reason for it. Not just to have, like, I want to be in love and I want to have children and I want to, all that secondary bullshit. All that does not really mean anything, honestly, because your romantic relationships, if they are not rooted in something that is deep and inside of yourself and being deeply self-loving, they're meaningless. If they're not anchored in deep self-love, they are meaningless, and they are rooted in egoic, a need to feel special or a need to feel, and that's bullshit. Like, that's not what I'm about, okay? I'm about you literally understanding that your internal world is the power, the foundation for your external world. And when you have really fulfilled your internal power, then your external power flows with ease and grace. And so the internal is the feminine, the external is the masculine. It is not about gender, it is about energy. And so, as we have Jupiter at the 6th degree of Pisces, Pisces is a feminine energy. It is internal. It is your imagination. It is your subconscious. It is your dreams. It is your connection to all things. It is the mystics. It's the energy that is magical and mystical, and it touches all things. But it has to be, if you can't bring order to it, then it's just chaos. Okay? So you have to be able to get clear about where you are in it. You have to get clear about, so it's like all this energy is moving around. What am I up to? What am I doing? And that is spiritual practice. The only way you can do that is by literally, for me, I can sit my ass in the middle of a motherfucking storm and just be like this. Chaos can be going all around me, and I can be just as calm as I can. It doesn't even mean anything to me at all, because I understand that when I need to know what I will need to know in a chaotic experience, it will touch me and I will know what action to take, because my feminine energy is fortified, is strong. I struggle with my masculine energy. Once I'm told what to do, then I'm like, okay, because I can sit easily in chaos. But what's challenging for me is taking actions in chaos. So it's really important that we really are anchored and rooted in our feminine, our internal world, listening, so that we know, listening to the subconscious, to the dreams, to the deeper desires. That's the Pisces energy, and then holding our imagination. Pisces is your imagination. What is it that you imagine? What is it that you actually want to see come out of this chaotic experience? Where are you directing the energy? Because the subconscious literally will just play things over and over and over again until you give it a direction and where you want it to go. And the way you give it a direction is by building a foundation. Literally, it's not just some dreamy stuff. It's like, okay, here's what we want to do. So literally, I'm like, I am here to teach the feminine, whether it be in a masculine body or a feminine body, how to anchor into their internal power. And so I have created classes. That's the foundation. I've created courses and classes and coaching that help people organize their internal feminine energy, because that is the action that I am taking. The actual action that I am taking is in the foundation of the classwork that I offer, that allows people to organize their internal feminine energy, to go back in their subconscious and take things that come from their heritage, their lineage, the experiences they've come from, and reorganize them into a new way of being. And the imagination is the foundation. Absolutely. Unfuckable with. Yes, Marlena. So it is really important that we understand how we function as an individual. How do you function as an individual? That's why I say get the natal chart reading, so you can understand your energy and how it functions. Because we have been taught and conditioned by people who were deeply indoctrinated and conditioned into the Western mindset, where the Western mindset has you overlook your internal world. Has you saying, I'm not enough, and this is not right, and I'm not right, and I'm wrong, and I'm born a sinner. You're not born a sinner. You're born a God. Okay? You're not born a sinner. There's no way you can be born a sinner. You're made in the image and likeness of God. You're not born a sinner. That's the story they told us, so that we would actually be outside of our power. And so when you understand that you are born of God and that there's nothing wrong with you ever, there has never been anything wrong with you. You are completely in alignment with power and truth and love and joy and all of those things. And those things have opposites. Those things have opposites. So when you're in the opposite experience, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You might not like it. You might not want it. So when you're in it, you have to be with it so that you can actually move yourself through it. And yes, you are born light. Absolutely. So you have to move yourself through what feels undesirable and get the energy from it. You have to get the energy, because we need a negative and a positive charge to move ourselves forward. So that's why many of us are like, oh, keep negative away from me. No, you have to have negative and positive to move yourself forward. So you do not want to be resisting, the thing. You want to master your own negative energy. You want to become a master of your negative energy. And one of the ways that you can do that is by taking the classes that I offer to help people create a foundation for their inner world, so then their external world can flow with grace and ease. Because as above, so below. So today, the moon is in Sagittarius. Today is Jupiter day. This is all Jupiterian energy. It's all about expansion today. It's all about, and if you have a foundation in your life, your expansion will happen with grace and ease. And if you do not have a foundation, your expansion will be on toothpicks, and it will collapse. You won't be able to hold up what you're doing, which is what we're experiencing, what's going on in our country right now, because our country has not stabilized itself with new practices and ways of being and systems. So as the new energy, the new light waves are coming in from the sun through our galaxy, new light waves come in like a tide of power, right? And if whatever is not strong is going to be fucking knocked over. So we're watching our country come undone. Why? Because it's built, and it's built by Black women, Black people, right? But it's run by people who don't have consciousness and who are so deeply focused externally that they are not doing the internal work to fortify the systems to keep them strong, to evolve them, right? Just to evolve, things need to evolve, right? You're not 2 years old anymore. Now you're 12 or 30 or 50 because you evolve, right? So because our systems are not being fortified in a way that would allow them to really support the 300 million people that are in this country, they're collapsing. And so we have to then rely upon our own internal system. You have to really just come into your own internal system because it's there. You just haven't utilized it because you've been relying upon the Western world external system. So as you begin to create a foundation inside of yourself, a foundation based in love, based in loving yourself, right? Literally, just fucking love yourself. Just stop judging yourself, which is, it's easier said than done, right? Because we have trauma and things that are inside of our bodies and minds and spirit, not our spirits, but inside. And so you have to heal yourself of the trauma. You have to heal yourself of the things that you're holding. So like I've been sharing with you guys that I've been I've been healing a urinary tract experience, and it's because I've been holding so much fear in my kidneys and in my water system, fear of the unknown. And so for this, while the retrogrades are going, I'm literally going inside of myself and facing my fear, facing the fears that facing the fears that I inherited from my mother and my grandmother. You know, my grandmother had fears of being a mother of 6 boys, and if they would be murdered when she sent them outside the house. So she took them to church and wanted them to be Christians because Jesus would protect them. Those fears live inside of that frequency of fear. The frequency of those fears live in my realm, right? And so I'm doing the work to clean up the fears from my lineage so that I can create a foundation that then projects a reality out in the masculine that actually is in alignment with what my unconditional love for myself is. You understand? All right, y'all. I'm learning from me that these items that crushed me make me stronger. That's right. Time to go to that's absolutely right. These things that nothing can destroy us. We're invincible. We really are invincible. The only thing that we cannot come against is our own fucking thinking, right? Your greatest enemy really is you. And it's really true. If you believe that you can be something, you will. And if you believe that you can't, you won't. And so you have to be able to tell yourself the truth, because we all have quote unquote energetic systems that are weak, right? Because of the time that we're on the planet right now. Because of we're moving out of the dark ages and into a more enlightened age. And the ages that we have been in, there wasn't enough light in our psyche, so we felt separate and divided. And so this is what brought racism and classism, because there's this idea that we're separate, but we're not. And indigenous people, black and brown people, have another connection to this universal realm that people who don't have melanin don't have, right? So people who don't have the kind of melanin, everybody has melanin, but it's a different kind of melanin. So the people who don't have the kind of melanin that black and brown people have, they have been leading this because their fear has been the most powerful thing on the planet. So they have been, because there's the separation inside of them is so tremendous, because they don't have access to the light field, because the sun can't penetrate their system, right, in that way. So they have to do different types of work to access the sun through their heart. And if they don't do it, then we have this world as it is, because their energy has been more powerful. But that's changed. That season is over with now. It's over. It's actually done. They're about to lose all their power. It will take 200 years, to shift 7 billion people into another way of being. But you see what they're doing to maintain control and power, right? Like they're doing something to maintain control and power because they know that they're on their last leg. So it's important for those of us who are in tune enough to start to build different systems. Those of us who are in tune can start to be, because we're in tune with the light waves that are coming into our system. So they are not in tune with the light waves that are coming into the system. They are in tune with the fear inside of them that is moving them into deeper experiences of wanting more control. But we are in tune with the light waves that are coming in, so we can begin to literally heal ourselves in new ways and drain all the energy out of these systems that we have been relying upon for the last 400 years. All right, so what do I want to say? Today is the last day to join the moon class if you're wanting to work with the energy of the Aquarius new moon, Leo full moon. Today is the last day to join that class. And also we're going to have a new moon meditation on Sunday. A planting moon meditation on Sunday. And then Monday, I will be doing a live meditation at the Casbah with Jeanette, but that's in person. So we're going to have, on Sunday evening, we're going to have a new moon meditation virtual for those of you who want to attend virtually. And then on Monday, we're going to have an in-person meditation for those of you who want to attend in person. The Sunday meditation only holds about, the Monday meditation only holds about 17 people, so the space is really limited. Sorry. And for those who want to come on Sunday, it's unlimited space, but I haven't put the link up yet, but I'll put it up soon. All right, y'all. My cat is so funny. Let me see if I can show you, if I can get. My cat is, you see her over there in the window, just all stretched out. Let me see if I can show you guys. She's so cute. She's getting her sun. She is. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. I love y'all so much. I really do. And I really feel grateful that we get to be here and do this kind of work together, because we're living through something really significant. And I know they're not talking about it in the media, but it's true. We're living through something really significant. We're living through something humans haven't lived through in 24,000 years, okay? That's how long it's been since humans have lived through what we're living through. And we're doing a great job. We're doing a great job. Like, we're doing such a great job. And so I just want to send blessings and love to all of us who signed on to be humans at this time. All right. Peace and blessings. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.